The Polaroid Impulse was produced from 1988 to 1994. Now they came with two different lens configurations, the Impulse base model, which is what I have here, and the Impulse AF, which is the autofocus model. Now these take 600 series film, and these are expensive. This was $20 for this pack here, and it comes with 8 photos in it, meaning that each picture is $2.50. Now when I was doing research on this particular camera right here, I was trying to date back the exact date that it was manufactured, and there's nothing on the camera that directly tells you when this camera was made. So I went to Reddit, and believe it or not, I actually found some answers. According to this guy on Reddit who claims he's been deciphering serial numbers for 600 cameras and building a database for various models, he said that the initial letter represents the manufacturing month. So A through M, excluding I, represents the month. So A is January, B is February, C is March, and so on. And then the number that follows that letter is the year that it was produced. So 8 would be 88, 9 would be 89, 0 would be 90, right? Now when I looked on the inside of my camera, and I'll show the picture up on screen, the first two characters are B3. Meaning that this camera was manufactured in February of 1993, a year before they ended production, meaning it is one of the later models they produced. If all this information is correct, it means that this camera is about 32 years old, and it probably hasn't been turned on in 20 years. The reason I say that is because this camera came from a police department in Pennsylvania, and I guess they were clearing out their inventory or clearing out old cameras, and my dad picked it up. What this particular camera was used for was crime scene documentation. So photos at crime scenes for evidence were taken on this camera right here. So this camera has definitely seen a lot, but they mainly used this camera right here before everything went digitalized in the early 2000s. As you can see on the camera, it's pretty basic. There's a pop-out button for the flash. That's also the power button. When you do that, the lens actually opens up. I don't know if you can see it. Yep. Lens opens up, shutter button back there, take a photo, focus settings right here. Other than that, film goes in the bottom, and it's a very simple camera. I haven't turned it on, it hasn't been turned on in 20 years, so this may not actually even work. $20 on Best Buy for this, with 8 photos. So that means it's $2.50 for a photo. So what I have done is I've created a list of locations around Altoona that I'm going to go to today and take some photos to see how they work. So these locations are going to test different settings from height altitude to darker color, lighter color, lots of exposure, little exposure, see what this camera can really do. Right, so here's the film. Now if you don't know anything about Polaroids, these actually have a battery in them, so this only runs on this. So there's no battery, there's no power to this. It strictly runs on the film and the small battery that is inside of it. This just slides right into there, like that. So it works. There is power. I have 8 photos in here and I cannot mess this up. So there you go. Push that on, the power comes on, there is light. Now you have to remember, I'm in Altoona, so there's not a lot going on here, but we'll make it work. Alright, so first location here, on top of the hill up here, the plaza. Huge view of everything. I'm actually gonna take 2 photos here, one over this way and then one over this way, because the drive was it was a long drive, so I might as well make the most of it, right? I'm just gonna do eye level here. I'm gonna eyeball this, I think, so you guys can see. Nope. There we go. I had to press it harder. So put that one away in a dark place, and we'll do one more over this way. I like this guide rail here, so all right, and there it is. There's the first location. All right, location 2. This should be literally no surprise. It's one of the best places in town. Parking garage. Look at this view. Look, do you remember when I filmed the drone video right here? Spot for this to take off in. I wonder if I kicked out a spot right here from the drone. Anyway, let's go for the cathedral and whatnot in the background. There's one, and I'm actually gonna go over to the other side. Oh, this is deep snow. Look at how deep the snow is. Holy shit. All right, right on the edge. I like this. We'll go with this right here. This all right, awesome. I gotta trench back through the snow now. All right, location 3, Tom and Joe's. Oh shit, dropped it. Staple in Altoona. Location 4, I'm definitely illegally parked, but wouldn't be an Altoona video without trains. So I'm down here on the 8th Street Bridge. Yeah, I'm definitely illegally parked, but that's okay. There we go. I was driving along Sly Road and I saw this artwork here. Yeah. So I'm taking a picture of this here. This looks really good. Alright, so I'm back and I have 7 of the photos here. They've been sitting for about 30 minutes to an hour depending on when I took them. Overall, they're okay. Very bluish tint to them. Bluish green hue tint to them, which is normal. That's not surprising at all. One of the things that I am upset with and upset with myself for is that you can see in the Tom and Joe's one, the one with the cathedral, and then the one of the art, you can see that the lens cover is actually not fully off. So when I press this up, you can see that some of the lens cap is still on, and I didn't push that in, or I didn't pull this up the whole way so that the lens was fully covered. So which is why on this art one you can really see it. There's half of the lens cover still on. So a little bit of reflection there. Didn't work out how I wanted it to. But overall, for the quality and for it being 32 years old, it did well. Would I pay $250 for this? No. Would I pay another $20 to get another box? No. Am I going to get another box? Probably. What am I going to do with these photos? I don't know. One of the things that the Polaroid is particularly good at is getting closer up shots. So they're okay for these wider shots, but they're really, really good with street art and whatnot, or closer up subjects. So I kind of realized that halfway through, and I was like, you know what? I should go for subjects rather than overall whole photos, whereas similar to this one, it's okay. But when you actually have a subject to focus on, it tends to come out a lot better. But yeah, the lens cap really messed me up, and that's my fault for forgetting to pull that the whole way up and make sure the lens cap is the whole way off, and kind of rushing through the process and not taking my time with it. I'll probably do another video similar to this. As a college student though, it's very expensive to buy this film and then produce the content with the limited amount of time I have. So yeah, I mean, that's about it.